Today I'm bringing you another brutally honest makeup review, and in today's video I am testing something that I am very highly picky and critical about: skin tints. If you're like me and you hate foundation and you feel like it kind of makes you look weird, like you're wearing a mask, you're going to want to stick around for this video because I am testing the new Milk Makeup Grip Gel Tint. So typically with skin tints, they provide a little bit of a lighter coverage, a more moisturizing effect, less of a heavy feel and finish on the skin, which I personally prefer way more over foundation. This one claims to be a 12-hour hydrating gel tint, and I don't think I have a lot of skin tints with a gel consistency, so this should be interesting. I'm gonna read you all the claims so we can see if it really lives up to the hype. This is clean at Sephora, love that. Long wearing, light coverage, vegan, non-comedogenic, and it contains niacinamide, so that all sounds great. So essentially, this is a clean, non-comedogenic, 12-hour hydrating gel skin tint with triple powered hyaluronic acid, a buildable light to medium coverage for a dewy finish. Like I said, it's got the triple powered hyaluronic acid, which is to deeply hydrate and support the skin barrier. We've got niacinamide, squalane, and aloe water to help boost moisture and visibly smooth your skin. And then we've got blue agave extract, which helps the makeup grip to your skin for 12 hours without fading or creasing. So basically it's claiming to finally be that skin tint that is long wearing and doesn't settle into any creases or fine lines. But I'm gonna be the judge of that today. So let's jump into this review. So as you can see here, it comes in a squeezy tube. I personally like a squeezy tube when it comes to skin tints. I don't mind this packaging at all. It's light, easy to travel with. I've got two shades here. I've got the shade 1 and the shade 2, and I believe these are the lightest shades. I'm just gonna swatch these on my skin so I can color match myself. That is shade 1, and this is shade 2. Not super different. Shade 2 is a little bit warmer. I think I'm gonna go with shade 2 just because with skin tints, I like to go a little bit warmer, even a little darker, so that I don't look washed out. My skin gets a nice little glow. So I'm gonna go with shade 2. I have a little bit of skincare on my skin. I don't have a primer or anything like that because I really wanna see how this skin tint performs all on its own. So I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit of this onto the back of my hand, about this much, maybe a little more. And then I'm going to take my Hourglass foundation brush because I always apply my skin tints and foundations with a brush. This one in particular is my favorite brush. I'm going to link it down below if you want to check it out. This is like the best foundation brush I've ever tried. I'm just going to start by pressing that into my skin. And my skin isn't bad right now, but it's not great. I do have a little bit of discoloration, so I'm hoping the skin tint is able to just even out my skin tone and make it look glowy, dewy, and fresh. Okay, so immediately you can see my cheek is very much evened out. I've just applied this on this cheek and it applied very smoothly. It's not giving full coverage, obviously, because it's a skin tint, but you can really see the difference between the side that doesn't have anything to the side I just applied a very light layer of that. So far, this is applying great. I'm gonna build up a little bit more coverage just on my cheek area to try and see if we can build this up to get a bit more of maybe like a medium coverage. That built up really beautifully. There's absolutely no streakiness so far. It just really melted into my skin, which I really like. It took very little effort to apply this. The brush is soaking up a little bit of the product though, so I'm gonna just distribute a little bit more on the back of my hand. Then let's work on this cheek. Let's see if we can cover up this redness. I'm gonna apply whatever is left over to my forehead. I don't really like my forehead to be too heavy. I kind of like to keep my forehead a little bit lighter when it comes to foundation. Honestly, my forehead is super dry right now. My skin is actually a little bit on the drier side, and this is not clinging to any of my dry patches. My skin looks dewy, but not too dewy, you know what I mean? It's not slipping around. I'm trying to see, there's no streakiness, No cakiness. It looks really good actually so far. So this is what the skin is looking like up close. So far, first impressions, I'm really happy with the way this blended and melted into my skin. It was really easy to apply, but what I'm really most curious about is how it's gonna wear throughout the day. Claiming to be a long wear skin tint is definitely quite the claim in my opinion, because in my experience, skin tints just don't last super long as much as like a long wear foundation would. So I'm curious to see how this performs. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup now. I'm not gonna do like a setting spray, and I'm even gonna just keep it super conservative when it comes to powder, just like under my eyes and around my mouth pretty much. And then I'll be right back and we can get into the wear test. Okay, so I'm back. The rest of my makeup is done. Just a little blush, bronzer, a little bit of powder. I do think this is looking good so far. I'm a little skeptical about how this is going to wear because it is very hydrating and my skin does have a dewy finish. Again, it's not over the top dewy or anything like that, but we will see. I'm going to put it to the test and do a wear test. It is just after 11 a.m. So I'm going to try and wear this for at least 8 hours, maybe even 12 hours if I can stay up that late. And I'm going to see you when I get back. I don't know exactly how long I'm going to take, but we'll do a little check-in and see how this skin tint is holding up. All right, so I am back from my day out. It is now 6:24. So what does that leave us? Like, it was 7 hours ago when I first applied this tint. Let's examine this up close. I do just want to let you guys know what I've been up to. So I went to a Maybelline event. I'm going to post about that on my Instagram and TikTok. If you don't follow me there, follow me there. I'm really active over on Instagram especially. But anyways, yeah, was trying on some lip products, applied a little bit of blush, but didn't touch my face up at all. The only thing I did, I was eating as well. So I ate a burger and got some lipstick on my chin. Don't you hate when that happens? And I did touch up my chin. Obviously, I can't be walking around with lipstick on my chin. But yeah, did some shopping, eating, playing with makeup, all the fun stuff. Let's see how this skin tint held up. Okay, so taking a look at it up close, I'm actually really surprised I'm not more shiny because I do have combo skin. I can get really oily around my forehead, nose, and chin area. And like I said, I didn't powder or touch up or anything, but this skin tint surprisingly is holding up really well. It's not breaking down anywhere on my face. It's actually held up really well. It has not settled into fine lines, so it's living up to that claim. And yeah, really long wearing so far. It's kind of actually not what I was expecting because with skin tints, typically they're more hydrating, a little bit more slippy, so I don't even mind touching them up throughout the day with a little bit of powder at the halfway point. But I don't even feel like I need to powder, and I'm under pretty intense studio lights right now, so if you were gonna see shine, you would see shine. But my skin looks hydrated, it looks dewy without looking too dewy, and honestly, I'm not even just saying this, it looks freshly applied still. So far, I'm very impressed. So this skin tint does claim to have a 12-hour wear time. I'm gonna try and stay up to the 12-hour mark. That would be like around 11 p.m. for me, past my bedtime, but because I love you so much, I'm gonna try my best to come right back at around 11 p.m. to do a final check-in with you guys, to let you guys know my final thoughts, and to get a nice close look at the skin. Okay, I am back for my final check-in. It is now 11 p.m. and I am so tired, but I wanted to film this final check-in just for you guys. I literally took a short nap because I cannot stay up late anymore. Like it is past my bedtime. But let's take a look at this skin tint, shall we? I do think, all things considered, like I've eaten dinner, I've been working, I've been napping, all the things, and my skin, it still looks pretty good. And it's 12 hours later. It's stayed the most intact, like on my forehead, I would say. Around my mouth, there's a lot of wear, which is normal, eating, drinking, all the things. Even just like on my cheek here, I was like napping on this side of my face. Some of the skin tint has worn off a little bit. But All things considered, I do think it looks pretty good. It's obviously a little bit shinier than when we checked in last, which is absolutely to be expected. I do think, honestly, if I were to wear this from like an 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., the results would be a little bit better, but I've basically gone through everything I could kind of go through in a day, and my skin still looks pretty decent. So it's safe to say I'm impressed with this skin tint, and I'm excited to continue testing it out because I'm honestly, yeah, just very impressed at how long it wore throughout the day, how it maintained its finish, how it didn't get super shiny. Even now, like, yes, I do have a little bit of shine on my face. I'm in front of really bright studio lights, but all things considered, my skin is not overly oily. I do think in order to test its hydrating properties, I would need to wear it a little bit longer than one day. So I'm definitely gonna keep trying this skin tint out, and I'll let you guys know if I find it hydrating to wear for long periods of time. But in my opinion, it checks all the boxes of a good skin tint and even goes above and beyond what you would regularly see in a skin tint with the long wearing aspect of this product. And a lot of long wearing products claim they wear a long time, and they really don't. I think for a skin tint, this is probably one of the most long wearing skin tints that I've personally tried. And it's a clean formula, and I really appreciate that. So all in all, I think I rate this skin tint like a 9 out of 10 for an overall first impression. Super impressed with it, and I hope you found this wear test and review helpful. If you like videos like this where I review a single makeup product and put it through a wear test and stuff like that, definitely give this video a thumbs up so I know you're into this type of content so I can make more. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.